Hello and welcome back to the Wizards Arena, my fellow Planeswalkers. My name is Draymore, and today we're going to continue reviewing Zendikar Rising. This is number 2 in our series of 7. We are doing blue. Okay, our first card is Chirix, the Raging Isle. 2 colors, 2 blue, 0/17. And anything they cast to target it costs 2 more. You spend 3 and it gets plus X minus X, where X is the number of isles you control. It's a big, dumb defender. The white-blue enchantments leave it in Ravnica that lets you assign equal to your toughness. So, I mean, there's only one thing we can give it. It gets a 1. It's just a big dumb crab. It don't do anything. It's not seeing anything. Like, maybe if you want to have a wall in your deck, it's more for ha-has. It's more for commander-ish. But, no. Moving on. We're just not going to talk about him anymore. He's just not going to see a lick of play. Next we have Confounding Conundrum. A colorless and a blue enchantment that cantrips when it comes into the battlefield. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent control, if a player has had another land enter the battlefield this turn, they return a land they control to their hand. This really slows down landfall. It's trying to hate on Uro. I don't think it's enough for either of those scenarios. You know, it's going to do a little bit of work. It's going to be a 5 on a scale. You know, I don't think it'll see much main deck play, but it's a good sideboard card. And that's about it. Like, the nice thing is it's cheap and it replaces, so, you know, I don't think, unless landfall gets really out of hand, that they will see any usage. The Corahelm Chronicle. 2 in a blue for 2/2 Merfolk Wizard. So if you're going to do something with wizardry and your kickers and the party, okay, this might be a guy for you. When you kick a spell, draw a card, ditch a card. Whenever it enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Reveal a kicker card. It can be a spell or a permanent. And you take it and you put it in hand and put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Kind of cool ideas, you know, we got going on here. You know, if kicker gets to be a thing, if party gets to be a thing, again, we're reiterating same things like a broken record. It's a 4. If neither of those things happen, it's a 2, a 1. It's just not going to do anything. It's probably 2. So, we got to kind of see how this new standard plays out. It's tough when so many sets leave and one set comes in to replace it. The Glasspool Mimic is stable to the back of a rare land that you can't get into play untapped. Now, I like it a lot. It's 2 in a blue, so it's a cheap shape-shifting rogue. And it can be a copy of a creature you control, except it's a rogue in addition, so you don't lose the rogue type if you're trying to build your party. It's an okay shapeshifter. I give it, again, like, if party's a thing, this is going to be one of the more played cards, and staple to a land, so it gets a little bit more of an upgrade. I give it a 5. It's pretty good. The land bonus adds to it. Hold on, folks. Okay. You see the Hedron's channel in the background. You know, pretty cool. Nothing game breaking here. Solid little card. the Inscription of Insight. When I initially read this card, I'm like, this is good. Because I had just read the green one before it. It's not an instant. I feel like of the 3 inscriptions, why we only got 3 of the 5, why there is not Boros, I don't know. I hope we get the other 2 Moto cards and Vikings, and we keep getting cards like this because these are sweet. Like, in some, but let's break it down here. For 3 in a blue, you can bounce 2 dudes to their owner's hands. You can scry 2 and draw 2. And target player creates an XX blue illusion creature token where X number of cards in their hand. So you can make a dude. So, that's not too bad. I feel like for 4 mana, all of these are pretty fair. If there's going to be like a hyper blue-red aggressive deck, this might get played. The drawn after you scry 2, that's fair. I mean, we've had spells before that were sorceries that let you draw 2, so this is an upgrade. And spending 4 to make like a 4/4, 5/5, that's actually pretty nice for blue. The kicker cost, because it's not an instant, is 1 trillion. I just don't think that's going to let this one see any play at all in standard. Like, maybe after Viking land, if we do get the white-blue dual land there, maybe we'll see 1 of these or 2 of these in a deck. But the problem with blue is, you just think, I can cast this at 8 and do all 3. That's nice that you get to do all 3. But the issue is, I don't think you do this on turn 8 if you have played a land every turn. This is more like a 10 or a 12 because you want to keep your shields up. You're not going to tap out to cast this thing. Like, no, you don't want to do that. So, this thing, because there are worse inscriptions than this thing gets a 4. Maybe a 3.5, but it tried. The one casting any of these for 1 mode is fine. That's why it's a 4. Like, there isn't like a case of where like only 2 or 1 of these modes is good. They're all pretty solid. So, our next card is Jace the Mirror Mage. This seems like the Ixalan version of Jace, of trying to make multiple copies, except he does it way better. So Jace is 2 blue and a colorless for a 4/4, a 4 loyalty guy. It's +1 to scry 2, 0 him to draw a card, reveal it, and lose X loyalty where X is the CMC. With scrying, card like we had just before this, Jace is doing a lot of good lifting here, even if he just scries a bunch. And I know he does have an ultimate, and quote-unquote, no way to protect himself, but heck, on turn 3, you play him and +1 him, he's got 5 loyalty. That's really hard to kill with damage from creatures with spells. If you use a straight-up black removal that's just kill Walker, then it's good. And then his kicker cost. His kicker cost is a really amazing thing. You get a ghostly copy, at 5 with a star and loyalty of 1. You +1 that one, look at the top 2. Okay, this is what I want. And then you 0 him and either lose 0, 1, or 2 loyalty off of him. So you can do both things in a turn. That is sweet. So Jace, he's clocking in at an 8. All the walkers are really good. They're not game breaking. Does what we expect of a Jace. To draw cards, extras, make copies of things. So yep. The only thing he doesn't do is mill, which is pretty much what Jace's been known for. Milling, scrying, drawing. Like him a lot. He's not broken or game breaking. Next we have Madden Confounding. When we were at the first Ravnica for 10, for blue and a black, we got the one that mills 10. This one mills 8 with Glimpse the Unthinkable. They're both sorceries. This is just mono blue. It mills 8. Rogues have this built-in strategy of if they got some cards in the yard, they do things. So 2 to mill 8 sounds really good to me. Instead, 6 mana, a little more than you normally pay to traumatize them. That's really good. This seems really good. The blue-black version, we had original Ravnica, got played a lot, still sees play. This will probably see play in other internal formats like Modern, a Pioneer. This gets a 6. It's above the middle of the road, but it's still kind of a niche card, but it's doing a lot better than most of those very niche cards. Like it a lot. Enables a few things. You know. Master of Winds is a really weird card. It's 2 blue, 2 colors, 1/4 flying. When it comes into play, basically kind of sort of does Mold Drifter, not really. You draw 2, ditch 1. And then whenever you cast an instant sorcery or wizard spell, you can be a base power 4/1 or back to 1/4. So it's kind of like got like this whole shape-shifting ability quasi going on. It's a wizard. Don't see you playing in party. It's their token Sphinx of the set. He only gets or she, I guess, gets a 4. Pretty good. You know, not great, just It's there. Could be a lot worse. Could be a lot better. Moving on. Nimble Trap Finder. Colorless in a blue for 2/1. Nimble Trap Finder can't be blocked if you had another Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, or Wizard enter the battlefield this turn. So if you're playing a mono blue Rogue deck, pretty sweet. You get a 2/1 unblockable for 2. That's pretty good. It used to be 3 mana for 2/2 unblockable, but this is fine. And at the beginning of your combat, if you have the full party, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So you don't even have to discard, you just draw. That's really strong. But again, we're back into the how good is party? And I feel like party is not going to make it. It's going to be nice. So if party is a thing, I can see him getting run at least a 2 of. So he gets like a 6. He's doing a lot of lifting. He's pretty good. He's unblockable if you're playing mono rogue. So even if party is not a thing, he still might have a home in right mono rogues. So like him. Good. Just don't think party's going to be that big of a deal. Oops. Seagate Restoration. Stable to Mythic Land. Because we don't have a white-blue duel, I don't think this is going to get much play, because I don't think white-blue is going to be kind of sitting on the outside looking in until the dual land shows up, and we'll have like Jessica and stuff like that, and this is triple blue. So where the white one, you play it in like an end thing for white weenie or something along that lines, or white green, right? white-green ramp. This so far has been the worst Mythic land we've seen. There's 3 more to come. So this thing gets a 4. The triple blue really holds it back. You know, maybe you only play one of them in a deck and run one less island, but it's a triple blue. It's kind of rough. Like, it's fair, don't get me wrong, but I just don't see it doing heavy lifting. Moving on from our Mythic land to Seagate Stormcaller. We go from one end of the spectrum to the other. She's crazy good. Colorless in a blue. I'm going to copy my next instant or sorcery this turn. If you kick it, you're not limited to the spell being 2 or less. Could be any size, and that's 7. I don't think the kicker bit we care about in standard that much, but she is really good. Like, she's a 9. She's really, really good. Like, wow. Like, the only way she could be any better is if she had flash. This kind of reminds me of them realizing that putting flash on the previous version of this, I'm blanking on his name. But she's really good. Being able to cast a 2 thing twice is nice. So she could be used at a 7, but the problem with a 7 is when you do that, you don't have much mana left on the backside to cast anything big. So 2 is great because I get 4 or 5. You can go, I want to cast her, cast this thing, have counter ready just in case. But, yep, this is a new version of Snapcaster. Snapcaster had flash, they realized that was a mistake, and they put a cap on her. And Snapcaster was like a 10. It was like, way up here. This thing is not. It's about to make the top. Pretty good, though. Pretty amazing. The Thieving Skydiver. She's okay. I really like her a lot. She's a good rogue. The kicker can't be 0. But, like, if you kick her, you can steal different gear and stuff like that. There's no really good artifacts I can think of running around off the top of my head. She's more for eternal formats like Legacy, Modern, Commander, stuff like that. She's okay. She gets a 4. Could have been better, but, you know, could have been a lot worse. So that's where she is. Like her a lot. Now we are to our 1 uncommon honorable mention. 1 blue Consecrated Defense. Counter target non-creature spell unless the controller pays 1 additional for each person in the party. This is Spell Pierce. So if you have 1 party member out for 1 blue, you can just go silence. Or no, censor. So it's good in that way, and then the cool thing is if you get late game and party is a thing. For 1 blue, You can power sync them for 4. It's like, okay, that sounds pretty sweet. Or I just don't think party's gonna be a thing. Like, I feel like party's gonna continue for the whole year, because when we get to Forgotten Realms, we're gonna have more stuff for party. But, you know, I just don't think that this is going to, you know, see much usage, because you gotta have something out to make it go. Like, if party is a thing, it's going to be in every party deck probably. So then it's a 5 or a 6. But I think it's going to be a 3. Cool, fringe play. Feel like as the year goes by, party will get better. But that's about it. That is our last blue card. My name's been Draymore with the Wizards Arena. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment below. I'll see you guys all in the next video where we'll be tackling black. And don't worry, I'm going to go through all these videos, all these cards again, and make a video about their commander rankings, because I really like commander, and it's a whole different bag for those. So I'll see you all later. Have a great day.